Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to, I guess, this just little life update. I'm hoping this video isn't going to be too long, but I felt like it would just be a good video to do, so it's here because I first of all treat YouTube as a way to document my journey as a yoga teacher and my career, and also just a way to, I've really just enjoyed documenting life through YouTube, so that is part of the reason I wanted to make this video. But the other part of the reason is because I know that there's going to be so many questions, so many people wondering. I know that I now have a community of students here, and I just really felt like this video would just be a really nice way to kind of answer all those questions that I was commonly getting when I was letting people know that we have made the decision to move away from Dubai. That feels very, very weird to say. So I am recording this at the beginning of July. We are moving away from Dubai in August, and we are actually moving to London. So I just thought I would talk through the whole thing because it's definitely been I think a bit of a shock to both of us. For those of you who maybe haven't been here before or don't sort of know my wider life situation, because it's mostly me on the blogs, I moved to Dubai 2 years ago with my lovely boyfriend who got a job out here. At that point, I decided to make a career change and teach yoga full time. So my career as a yoga teacher, especially as a full-time yoga teacher, started here in Dubai. And it's been 2 years since then, and we've now made the decision that we are leaving Dubai, which makes me sad to say. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk through that in the sense of this was not something that was planned. It was not something that we came into the beginning of, oh my gosh, I'm just looking at the kittens over there and they're being so cute. It's not something that we came into 2023 thinking that we were going to be moving from Dubai. We actually thought we'd be staying here a little bit longer. And it's really funny how the universe and how your life's path just shows you the way and shows you what is that next step, right? So first things first, I feel like the first thing to answer is, am I leaving Dubai for any sort of bad reason? Absolutely not. I have loved my time in Dubai. I will go through some sort of pros and cons just because I feel like this is a nice space to discuss those things, but I have loved my time in Dubai over these past 2 years. It will always hold such an unbelievably special place in my heart. I've just had so much fun. I've had so much fun. I have done so many incredible things, not to toot my own horn, but so many things that just were beyond my wildest dreams. The energy of Dubai was just exactly everything I ever could have hoped for to begin my career in yoga, and for that I am so unbelievably grateful. Like, I have just an overwhelming amount of gratitude for my time here and all the opportunities that found me. Just so grateful, so unbelievably grateful. So for those of you who maybe don't know, I've been a freelance yoga teacher here in Dubai for the past 2 years. And I'm continuing to teach yoga. I feel like it's another thing to say. People are asking, are you going to continue teaching yoga when you move? Absolutely. I'm a yoga teacher through and through. I truly do believe this is my dharma, my path. Yoga is something I will carry with me for the rest of my life. So yes, I will be continuing with my yoga teaching when we move to London. I guess the main question everyone has is why. The main reason we have made this decision, there's quite a few reasons if I'm honest. So first things first, this was something we knew was coming. Whilst we didn't plan it this year, we had already had the discussion that Dubai was never going to be a forever place for us. There are certain things that we both wanted to do within our careers that actually Dubai wasn't the best suited for either of our careers long term. So we knew this. It was a really beautiful place to start both of our careers, but long term we had a slightly different vision. So in the back of our mind, we knew that it wouldn't be forever. We didn't think it would be just 2 years. We thought it would be a little bit longer, but we didn't think it would be forever. The main thing that I think sort of spurred it to come a little bit sooner was that my lovely boyfriend Jake got offered an incredible opportunity in London that he just could not say no to. And I think for his career long term, it was just the most incredible and beautiful opportunity, which was then when we really sat down and began to think about, okay, well, does this work for both of us? And it's when I really sat down and thought about my career as a yoga teacher and what I really, really want going forward. And there are so many things I want going forward. I have such a big dream and a big plan. And when I was really honest with myself, as much as I have loved my time teaching in Dubai and the yoga community here, it's such a beautiful space. For me, that didn't feel like the place where a lot of the things I want in the future was going to happen. Not because there's anything wrong here, just because it doesn't feel like it's fully my path. So just because it's not my path, and just because it doesn't feel like it would be aligned for me in that way, doesn't mean it wouldn't be aligned for someone else. It's just, for me, really being really honest and trusting my intuition with this and sitting with my guidance. It just didn't feel like the place that was 100% aligned with me. So with that being said, I am really excited to be moving and to be taking on a new space and to really begin to not only rebuild a community, because I'm very aware that I will be leaving behind a community here. However, with that being said, it doesn't have to be goodbye, because I do have my online membership, which is going to become so much more of what I do as part of my job. So if you are a part of my Dubai community and you want to continue flowing together and being a part of my community, come and join me on Soul Shower. It's literally been created for you, and I know you will absolutely love it. But as I was saying, it's the opportunity for me to rebuild a new community, and it's also a really lovely opportunity for, I guess, us to put down a little bit of roots. So for those of you who don't know, I am originally from the Cayman Islands. So it's a very tiny island in the Caribbean next to Jamaica and Cuba. And this is where I'm from. When I was 18, I moved to Devon in the UK to go to university. And then after university, I did 2 years of primary school teaching. So I became a qualified teacher, and I did 2 years of primary school teaching in Kent. So I really dotted around the UK, and then obviously we moved here. So it was kind of like 3 years here, 2 years here, 2 years here. And I hadn't really had the opportunity to settle and like really ground since leaving home as an 18-year-old, right? So that's something I'm really looking forward to, is having the opportunity to, obviously I never know how long we're going to end up staying in spaces, just because life always has plans, but I'm really looking forward to being able to ground into this new life, because that's one thing I will say about Dubai. As much as I love it, Dubai is a very, very challenging place to feel grounded, and it's a very challenging place to settle, because it's got the energy is very up here. It's not very grounded energy, which in some ways is beautiful and is very useful. But I think as I'm moving into this next stage of my career and my life, I'm also ready to be a little bit more grounded, to be a little bit more embodied and centered, a little bit less, oh, I don't want to say that because I don't, that's part of the reason I love Dubai as well, so I won't say that. But that's something I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to setting down some foundations in a different space. I also feel like my teaching throughout this year has gone through such a transformation. I truly do believe I was a fantastic teacher before. Maybe you think I'm teaching my own horn, but I do really sit in. I was a good teacher before, and I do know that, but my teaching has just deepened so much over the past few months, and I'm unbelievably proud of that, and I feel like it's continuing to. And I just feel like that's all been happening to prepare me for this move, and also because it's just the next stage, right? It's the next stage. It's to find those students that feel really, really aligned. Another thing I'm just so unbelievably excited about is, for those of you who've been here for a little while, you might have heard me speak about my yoga teacher mentorship, which is where I sit down and I walk teachers through how to create your career in yoga and how to build a career in yoga. And I'm actually really looking forward to practicing what I preach, because it's going to be rebuilding. And what I love about this is I'm rebuilding from so much experience that I have gained over the past 2 years. So I just know exactly what is serving me, exactly what doesn't serve me. And I think, what did it say? It's not you're starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And it's just given me the most beautiful opportunity. And I feel like we don't get these opportunities very often. For those of you who are maybe self-employed, or if you've ever done something similar to this, you'll know that like having a rebrand or having a big change within your business is not something that we try to do very often. We try to keep it to the minimum. But because this is happening, and when it's happening, this is a massive kind of rebrand, I guess, for me. And I think that's actually a real gift, to take a step back after doing this career for 2 years and think, okay, what really serves me? What do I want to create going forwards? Knowing what I'm capable of with the experience I now have, what am I creating going forwards? And when I really then sit with that, that is exciting. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm like 90% on it and what I want to do. Now, a large part of this is Soul Shower. So for those of you who don't already know, I have an online membership called Soul Shower where I share all of my best classes, and I really am just loving this Soul Shower community that we have created, and that is actually going to become a big focus of my work going forwards, which is very, very, very exciting. So Soul Shower is going to be a big part of it. The yoga teacher mentorship is going to be a big part of what I'm doing. Studio classes will always be there. Studio classes fill my heart and soul with so much joy. So they are of course going to be a massive part of what I do going forwards. It also opens up the opportunities for retreats, which is very exciting. That is on my list. As a lot of you will know, I spent a lot of my time in Dubai running yoga teacher trainings. This is still something that in the future is going to be coming back. Of course it is. And there's also one really big goal that I'm not ready to share yet, but it's the like destination point. It's the final, not the final end point, but it's the big goal we're working to over the next few years. So there are so many exciting things planned. But I think I just wanted to come on here and share this with you, because for those of you who have been following my journey, you may have been following me since I moved to Dubai and be wondering why I'm moving. And the short story of it is that it's the right time for us, and I'm really excited about what we're creating going forwards. It can be a really good time, I guess, to kind of walk through the pros and cons of Dubai, and I will go through my pros and cons of Dubai. But before I do that, I really do want to just say that I have loved my time here so much, and these pros and cons are not me slating Dubai in any way of being. I've just loved it here so much, and I've definitely had to work through a lot of like my limiting beliefs when I began to consider the idea of leaving here. So just a caveat, when I talk about pros and cons, I say it with so much love. First things first, the pros of Dubai. There are just so many. The sunshine, the yoga community here is so beautiful. There is so much going on here. I think the one thing I will miss the most about Dubai is just the can-do attitude. Like, Dubai is a very special place that if you say, oh, it's never been done before, it's like, well, it doesn't mean we can't do it. Like, let's do it, right? Whereas I feel like in a lot of other places, if it's never been done before, you shouldn't do it. You're discouraged from doing it. Whereas Dubai is very open. Dubai is very like action focused, and because of that, there is just so much innovation and creativity here, which I really do love. And that sort of can-do attitude is something I will really take with me and cherish for the rest of my career, because anything is possible, and my time here in Dubai has showed me that. Like, think of your wildest dreams, times them by 2, and it's still possible. And that is such a gift, such a gift, which I'm just so eternally grateful for. In terms of, I guess, some of my cons of my time within Dubai, I definitely say that grounding is really hard here. I think we found it quite challenging to settle and feel at home. And I think that probably, and again, this is so personal to me, this might not be someone else's truth, this is just my truth. And I feel like I should caveat it with that's my truth. And I think part of that probably was, as well as that we knew we probably weren't going to be here forever. So grounding can be hard, but it's also the fact that like there's not an awful lot of nature here, right? And that's something that I definitely miss, is being surrounded by a lot of nature, by greenery, by like just I don't know, nature. That's the only way to describe it, right? So I've definitely missed that, missed feeling grounded and feeling that connection. I definitely feel like I have to work overtime to make sure I'm grounded when I'm here in Dubai. I'm carrying around all my crystals, I'm doing grounding meditations, because it's a very high-flying energy here in Dubai, which again has its pros and cons as well. Other cons here, okay, if I'm 100% honest here, I love the yoga industry here, I truly do. I'm so grateful for it, and I'm not sure if this is more so in Dubai. It might be the case that it's in other places as well. I just think that maybe we see it a little bit more often in Dubai, and I'm not necessarily saying this in particular to any teacher or space or anything like that. I think it's just generally an energy of Dubai in general, is that there's a lot of ego here. And I don't think you can deny it. Now, I don't think the ego is necessarily always a bad thing, but there's definitely a lot of ego within Dubai. I think it naturally attracts that, which is fine. It was never something that particularly bugged me. I'd say that there is definitely a fair bit of ego within the yoga industry as well, which I don't actually love. That's one thing that I am looking forward to maybe being a little bit different, because I have been in other spaces where the ego's not been quite to the extent it's been here. But again, this is not everyone, this is not every teacher, this is just certain energies and certain scenarios. And I have found so many beautiful teachers here, and I have taught so many beautiful teachers here, so please don't think this is a sweeping statement. It's just something that I've observed, which I think is only natural when you're in Dubai, because the country itself has quite that egoic energy as well. So it's just something to bear in mind, but it's not something that, if you're not consciously aware of, that you can't sort of maneuver your way around. But that is something that I'm very much looking forward to shifting into, is a slightly more grounded practice of yoga, because I think Dubai definitely, especially at the time that I'm sharing this, there's definitely a good part of the yoga industry within Dubai that is very, first of all, very westernized and very sensationalized. So like maybe not like fully culturally appropriate, if that makes sense. It's definitely not honoring the roots of the practice. It's a little bit Instagrammy yoga, it's a little bit hot booty core class and things like that, which each to your own if that's what you enjoy, but that's not something that I as a teacher really enjoy. Me as a teacher, I really enjoy teaching a more philosophical practice, and really honoring the slightly more traditional practice is something that I really enjoy, with my own flair, of course. And I feel like there's not always as much space for that within Dubai. There's definitely a real mixture. But that's just my experience. That may not be your experience, and I feel the need to say that. But it is something that I'm looking forward to, being in a new space and seeing what that will be like. But when I say these things, these are not, and not any of these are reasons why we have chosen to leave. They are just reflections on our time here. So I feel like I'm saying it over and over again. I love it here so much. This is not me saying anything terrible. It's just me kind of sharing my experience. Is there anything else that I want to share about our time here? I'm trying to think. No, I don't think there is, to be honest. All I can really say is it was just the most perfect place for me to start my career in yoga. I'm so grateful. There is part of me that is so sad to be leaving, because I definitely did feel at home here. I loved being close to the beach. I loved so many parts of the lifestyle here. Bear in mind, I never was going out all the time, living the high life by any means. I definitely wasn't in Dubai Marina all the time. I definitely had a slightly slower Dubai life. I definitely was more of a slow living type of vibe here. But there are so many things I will miss, like the convenience of Dubai. You can literally have anything at your door in 10 minutes, which I'm gonna miss because I have loved it. I'm gonna miss living next to the biggest mall in the world, because we live in downtown Dubai and we live next to the Dubai Mall, and I am 100% gonna miss living right next to the Dubai Mall. Probably one of the biggest things I'm gonna miss. But actually no, that's not true at all. The biggest thing I will miss is my community here. I have been so lucky to create such a beautiful community of students, and I am gonna miss them so much. I'm hoping it's not goodbye. I'm hoping that I will see them on retreats and I will see them on Soul Shower, and they'll be here on YouTube with me. But they're definitely some of the biggest things that I'm gonna miss here. But I think just to end this video, the biggest thing I want to say is a big thank you to anyone who has flowed with me during my time here. A big thank you to just Dubai in general, because it has just been such an incredible experience. I don't know if we'll be back. I'm sure we'll be back for holiday, but even if we're not back, I just have so much gratitude. I feel eternally grateful, because this sort of 2 years in Dubai completely changed my life. The person I came into this as is so unbelievable. It's in a very different space to the person I'm leaving Dubai as, and I wouldn't have wanted to go through that transformation anywhere else. I've just loved it so much here. I'm just so grateful, so unbelievably grateful, and I feel like I should leave it there and also just share how excited I am and how much trust I have in the next step of my journey as a teacher. And I really hope that at least some of you guys are excited too. I know there's quite a few of you that are UK based, maybe even London based, so I hope to see you in classes in the future. But most of all, I really hope that if it is something you're going to miss, come and explore Shoal and come and join my online space, because I would just absolutely love to have you there. Right, with that being said, to save this video getting too long, I will end it there. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for watching this. If you do ever have any questions, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, I will see you in our next video here on my channel. As always, I'm sending you so much love. See you soon. Bye guys.